Alright guys, I'm making a composting tumbler. Show you what I'm doing. It's going to sieve the compost, and we're making tons with our chickens, so I'm going to use this barrel. And what I've done so far is I've laid the barrel down on the floor. I've got this sort of construction grade timber. It was the same price as the rough sawn stuff, but anything will do. And I just butted it up against the bottom, and then this one I butted it up against the bottom as well. Aligned them so that they're, roughly the same. I've already cut them off bigger bits. You see, these are the offcuts, and then I've cut these off, and these will go at the end just to hold it all together. And maybe it'll hold the barrel in a bit, but I might need to build something up to hold the barrel in place. We'll see. And then wait until you see what it's going to be running on. Okay, so I'll screw all that together, and then the idea is that I've bought these coasters, and I bought 6. They're about £5 each. It's about $7 each. The barrel was about £20, so $25, and then the timber was about $15 maybe, $20. But once that's put together, these will just they'll sit in the middle section there. So I'll put one there, then on the other side sort of one there. I bought 6 just in case I needed another one in the middle, but I think I might just be alright with 4, and then keep the other 2 in the garage for a few decades until I think I might need them. But these are cool. These are 100mm diameter coasters. I've got the widest ones that I could get and just fixed ones, and the drum, it will just sit on top of these coasters, and then I'm going to cut out holes and then line it either inside or outside, I'm not sure yet, with this really quite fine mesh. It's 13mm by 13mm, and that's the size of the product. So, and that's for building out the chicken cage a bit further. Oh, and look at this, we've got some leftover materials from a customer. They had their shed roof done. That's for another project, and they had a really shoddy gate made, and they didn't like it, so got another one made that was better. So I got all their leftover wood and roofing material. I paid them about $25, £20 for it. I said take a little bit of money off the bill. But this is the idea. So I'm going to screw it all together, screw these in, and then I'm going to have to, the difficult bit will be cutting out bits of this barrel to sift the compost through, and then you just literally roll it on the wheels. So how simple is that? What could go wrong? We'll see how I get on with this, and I'll keep you up to date. Alright, I've screwed it together, the frame. Have a look. So I'll put two screws in at an angle. I've drilled a pilot hole first, and that's just going to stop it moving around. So that's the frame. I'll show you what it, get the light right, show you what it looks like with the thing on top as well. Okay, there it is. So I've left about 5 centimeters gap in between the barrel and the end, just to give it a bit of give, in case I need it, because it's going to be rolling around, rolling. Then it will give me options for building out other infrastructure. So that's where we are so far, and I basically now need to pop a caster there and a caster there. We'll see what happens. Alright, caster's on, and I'm pretty happy with what I've got so far. It's taken me about 20 minutes maybe, faffing about and stuff, but here we go. Casters are on. I just made sure I put them far enough inwards so that if it did ride all the way to one end, yeah, I'm going to quite obviously need to build something up because it just comes straight over that. If I want to try and contain it in, but anyway, if it goes all the way up to the end there, where I can then put some more wood supports on stop it going out, then it means that, you know, the casters aren't going to, it's not going to come off its casters. And this is how it works, look. So that's really stable. I'm really happy with how I measured that out. You know, the logic. So really happy. And that's what it's looking like. So can't really stand back too far to show you. So I can do it at this end. It's quite stable. Yeah, pretty stable. You want to be rolling it in the middle. And then you could always fit like handles at the end maybe, or I don't know. But anyway, as a very basic structure, that is it. That's so simple. And that would have cost me a total of, I don't know, no less than $50, £40, something like that. Maybe a bit more, 60, $70, £50. So yeah, well, I need to put it on a stand, obviously, in time, and maybe work out something on the ends, stop it coming off. But and of course, I'll need to cut holes in it and put some wire mesh in. So a little bit of way to go today, but I think I might pause for now and show you how I get on when it's finished. All right, so I've cut out a little section, and you can see already I need to adjust the wheels, so I'm going to put the wheels wider. I'm going to keep this middle bit, see there, it's just a natural couple of just a natural groove. I thought I'd just keep that middle bit, hopefully that'll be big enough, and then I'm going to keep bits that go across to maintain integrity, and then the end bits here. And yeah, I'll just move, so I'll move each of the casters out to the ends, so that's good to know. And then I'm going to be cutting these out with this multi-tool. It's not the best thing in the world to use, but it works. And actually it's interesting because it melts the plastic, so instead of throwing the plastic everywhere, it kind of melts it onto itself, if you see what I mean, and melts it there, so it means you're not making a mess outside and getting plastic into the environment. So I'll keep cutting and moving the wheels, and I've got a genius idea for the stand as well. It just needs 4 legs, but at this end, if I join the legs together at the bottom, make them a bit shorter, I can put the 2 spare casters on, so I can lift it up and wheel it around. So yeah, really excited about this design. And the hardware cloth's just there standing up, so that will go on the inside and be tied on somehow. Alright, I'll keep you up to date. Just I've done another hole, so there's 2, and then I'm just going to move these casters over. But let me show you my new drill. So I had a Bosch one that was £99 after my old Erdbauer drill died on me. It gave me some good years, not many, but decent enough. So I've taken the Bosch drill back and upgraded to this one. It's DeWalt brushless, so that means it's serviceable. So wow, that's pretty cool, and big batteries as well. Is it on? Yeah, it's ready. So I'm just going to undo these casters, move them around. There we go, a bit tricky to do it one-handed, but managed it. So that's them all cut out, and it is surprisingly light without all that extra plastic as well. So make sure they're on their rollers. There we go. Yeah, so after a while it falls out, I'll definitely have to put some sort of guiding wood to stop it moving too much. So that's a thought, but otherwise, even without the guides, it might be all right. So I need to get the wire on the inside now. which is down here, and the width of it is a bit long, so I do need to cut it down, not by a huge amount, might be alright. So that's the update. So I've cut the wire to fit, and there'll be plenty of overlap, and just to try and show you. Anyway, when I've got two hands, I'll be joining them together with the zip wire all the way along, and it might just hold itself in place like that actually. I might not need to drill any holes through the plastic bits to sort of secure it as well. We'll see. Okay, so I've just moved the wheels over a bit to take advantage of this lip, and it does seem to work. You can use these bits as handles to push down on. So that's working pretty well already. There's a bit of a dip, goes slightly down at that end. Taking the lid off, so you can just sort of shovel in and then spin it round, or if there's two of you, then that's going to be a bit easier because one can turn and one can shovel. But I am hoping it's something the kids can work. So that's how it looks. And this could work just straight off, putting it over a wheelbarrow, the frame, or I could put some legs on it, and then I've got a couple of casters that could go on the end, and then we could sort of move it. Not sure, but that's it. I'll probably give it a spin. Okay, found a great solution. These two little stands by the side of the shed, and we're ready to roll. We can be putting some soil through it. And did I show you the zip wired cage together, and it just holds in on its own. It's not got any other supports or anything, so okay, so I've got a rake here to rake it onto the grass. The idea is to just sieve the soil onto the grass, and go on then. Do you want to go ahead and do it, darling? So is it heavy? Yeah, and there's some big lumps in there. We might have to put in a bit less next time, but this is what we're working out, isn't it? I'm just giving it a little trial run. Yeah, it's quite heavy, but it's working. It's all falling down. You leaving it to me to roll?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna look for work.
Oh well, yeah, that's heavy. That's really heavy. I want to put in much less. It's so wet as well. That's a big lump falling at the end. And it's interesting actually, because it's sloping down. It's probably coming out the end a bit easier. So I'd jack up the side.
Should I go and get a lid for it?
I'll just go and yeah, I'll just go and get something to prop up this side a bit. Okay, so I've just put a couple of bits of wood under it to prop it up, so you can't really see it, but it's now sloping very gently downwards, and at that end is just where the. So let's try it again. With it sloping up. I know, we'll put in much less next time. So that was bait. It was pretty much a tub full, 3/4 full. So I'd put in like a half or a quarter of a tub. But it's yeah, it's really easy to move, even with it being really heavy. Yeah, it does look like it's sieving it quite well. So what we can do as well is, you get out of the way, darling, and we just push it back a bit. They're just massive lumps, some of them. So should break it up a bit more before I put it in. And it's so wet and massive clumps. Ah, this is interesting. So the cage just rolled around inside when I let go of it, but it's generally staying still. So it might be worth getting a cable tie and doing it around there to hold the cage in place on each of these supports. So there's 3 on each section. And it's starting to feel a bit easier now. And I'm just doing this with one hand. Yeah, go on then.
And can I have a turn after them?
Yeah. Don't put your... No. This is the lens, darling, so just don't cover that up.
And then show...
So,
and then Oliver can have a turn after you. Oliver, no!
this is a bit easier, doing it using both the paddles.
Yeah,
Gradually with 2 hands.
Look, Daddy, I want to... Oliver, no! Don't show him on his phone!
Okay, so yeah, a lot easier using 2 hands and doing it slower. And this is the sort of material we're getting out the bottom, so incredibly nice organic material.
Ooh.
But yeah, that compost needs to dry out a lot more and yeah, rot down a bit more, mainly dry out a lot more before we do any more sieving, I think. Okay, so I've had a little go two-handed, so I can do it on both sides of these paddles. But, you know, and it's a lot easier just doing it a bit gradually. Got stuff coming out here, that's all quite fine. And then I've raked it over there on the floor, and it generally stays in. But you can see here, it's way too wet. These are all just balls of soil, so I can break them up a bit. And then it all stays in actually. This lip keeps everything in very nicely. So yeah, I'm really happy with the performance, and I haven't tried operating it from this end yet. Yeah, and an amazing sieve. I mean, the amount of effort this will save me is huge compared to how, you know, if I was doing it by hand. Definitely need to let it dry out. It's just absolutely sodden wet, and it stinks as well. It stinks of bird poo, of the chicken poo. So needs to cure for a bit longer. We need some more hot days, and then we're going to sift some more, and we're going to put it all over the lawn and fertilize the lawn and show you the results of what that looks like. And one of the big things I'm trying to test is if we can get rid of this moss by fertilizing instead of scarifying this year. So that's going to be really interesting, and stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see how it all goes.